Welcome back to Late Night with Tactical Arbitrage Season 2. And last minute addition, Christopher Grant was able to join Nate and I. So that's cool. Thank you for joining us, Chris. I knew that you couldn't come because of the OA challenge, and last minute you were able to find a little bit of time to jump on in and say good day. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to be here. I wanted to see you guys' faces.
Yeah. It's been a long time. How have you guys been? End of the year, we sort of all ducked out and did our Christmassy stuff, and this is the first show back. Did you guys? It's been nice and warm here in Australia. How's it been there?
Freezing cold. Chris, you probably got better weather.
For the most part, I can't complain. There's been a couple of hoodie days, but beyond that, it's been nice and warm.
Yeah, Money for Mars says ready to rumble in the chat. Money for Mars wins the first comment of the year. Congratulations, Money for Mars. You win nothing except our love and
which don't come easy.
Hey, so Chris, how is the OA challenge doing, man? It always seems to blow up.
It's going really well. Everybody seems to enjoy the content so far. Matter of fact, today was day 2 of our tactical arbitrage training. So we went over reverse search and all of that stuff. And everybody, I've gotten several head exploding emojis, and things like that. So it's been really good.
Yeah.
If it looks like I've got like a mile long stare, I've got my monitor kind of far out. I'm trying to tweak one thing for our demo we're about to do. So if I look like I've fallen asleep with my eyes open or anything.
Your beard is looking magnificent, Nate.
Thank you.
I knew during the Christmas break it was getting out of control, but it's looking trimmed, manicured, perfectly styled. And
really just ran a comb through it here for the show. That's about it.
We're very grateful that you've done that. That's good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think this lighting gives a nice stark contrast between the tones, because I dye my beard hair red.
You need to do like a mid-range color for the eyebrows, so you kind of transition gradually from the top.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
A full face ombre.
Yeah, because they're mostly head hair color. I'll look into that though. I'll tell Emily that we need to do that.
Yeah, and then you can take it really far, transition down the chest. Go as far as you like, really, but we can stop there. We don't need to take the show into the gutter this early into the season.
A little bit of that.
So, Chris, I had a feeling that the OA challenge was bringing tactical arbitrage into you were up that part of the challenge, because yesterday we had a few people jump into the software, a few newbies, and we had a few questions come through the chat, and I thought, why have we had a few extra signups today? And then I thought it must be Chris and the OAC. The OAC sounds like a new HBO television show, actually. Like an Orange County meets.
Yeah, that'd be
the
good.
The OA, I think.
Chris is the heartthrob.
But you're not the only one kicking goals. I see Nate and the FBA Today group is just about to hit a pretty huge milestone. How many members, Nate?
50,000. It's pretty awesome.
50,000.
Yeah. So when did we start the group? 2015. So it's been slow and steady growth. Lots of SEO experts, product rankers came and went, come and gone. Yeah. A lot of people I recognize from day one, though.
Yeah.
A lot of people have come and gone. And I find that even last year, we're still here kicking along, but I've noticed people sort of coming and going, not so much from the member base side of things, our friends and family that sort of enjoy our softwares and services, but I've noticed that some of the groups have changed, some of the services have changed, and also your brick and mortar stuff, of course. COVID caused a lot of drama out there. I'm going to have PTSD from this last year. It's been I personally put on about 6 kilograms last year, and I've been fighting it back, and I've clawed 3 kilograms back. That's about 15 pounds for you guys over there.
I was dying for you to say how many pounds that was. It's like this.
Yeah, I needed that in English.
I was like, this is like, did he get into a 600-pound life situation, or is it being dramatic?
Well, I'm about halfway back to where I was, and I'm hoping 2021 is a better year for all of us. But in honor of the 50,000 members, we're going to make this show 50,000 hours long. No, we're not. We're going to run a competition in the chat. So,
you know what's awesome? Bitcoin is about to be $50,000 the same day that we're going to cross 50,000 members.
And Nate's going to give away 1 Bitcoin to a member.
Yeah. Oh my God! I wish in hindsight I would have known. I could have totally just.
Wouldn't that have been amazing?
Would have been amazing, but was not to be.
I did buy some Bitcoin in 2014, and I did buy them for 90 Australian dollars each. It was about 50 something US dollars each at the time.
Thank you again.
I did sell most of those at ridiculously low prices, but I've got a few left, so I'm sort of hanging on to those and watching what happens. And but it's certainly not going to be my retirement fund completely, but that's what we've got Tactical Arbitrage for. It's a fun ride.
When you do get close to retiring, I'm going to actually hack into your accounts and not steal your money, but dispose of it so you can't retire and leave us in the workforce alone. Sorry, crabs in the pot. Crabs in the pot situation. You can't leave until we all leave.
Oh, well, there's no plans to go anywhere right now. We've got a long year ahead of us with a lot of really exciting things coming out. Some of those things I will showcase in today's show. We've got a decent amount of viewers here as well. We've got 66 people. So of those 66 people, someone may win a prize. Let's just do... you must comment in the chat. Try and comment something that you like about either the FBA Today group. That would be cool, or maybe something you like about Tactical Arbitrage. And we'll either pick something from that we think is particularly stand out and you know, really pulls at the heartstrings at our end. Or if it's just way too hard to pick a winner, we'll throw some of the names into a random name generator at the end of the show, and we'll try and pick out a winner. And I'll give 3 months worth of free Tactical Arbitrage, and maybe a couple of T-shirts to a couple of runners-up, just to sort of, just in honor of the FBA Today group hitting that milestone. So it's pretty significant.
Hey, those are great T-shirts. You know, my wife just can't keep her hands off me when I got my TA shirt on. That's God's honest truth. Take that to the bank. It's good shirts.
Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair, dude, because we know your wife can't keep your hands off you anyway. I mean, who could resist that beard?
You know, it is what it is. But I've got a cool thing to show you guys today for the first time in a long time. I'm going to actually be demoing my screen. Hopefully that works out okay. And I'm going to show you guys Tactical Expander Lite and Tactical Expander. We're going to talk about that just a little bit. And yeah, kind of excited for that. I haven't really gotten to have a screen in a while.
Yeah, that's cool. So what we'll do then is I'll start with a little bit of reverse search showing, because I kind of wanted to get into that a little bit. And then we will shoot over to a bit of Tactical Expander, because Yavia San 1 made an amazing addition to a plug-in third-party tool, which goes along like peas and carrots with Tactical Arbitrage. So that'd be good if you could show that off.
Yeah. And a lot of you already have Tactical Expander Lite and don't know it yet. It was a free update for anyone who had Storefront Soccer Pro. But as those things go, a lot of people, they got the email a couple times but haven't upgraded yet. So hopefully if you didn't upgrade, you'll do that tonight for free. to Tactical Expander Lite from Storefront Stalker Pro. Yeah.
That sounds good. It sounds good. So if you see any comments, Nate, in the chat here, which are worth yelling out, feel free to. Christopher Grant did advise me that he had to jump out at about this time because he's super like multitasking StreamYard man now. So he's jumped into another StreamYard with Charles Leslie, who's a very well-known guy in the space. And after he's finished with that, he'll jump back in here. So we might see him drop in and out a little bit during the show. Big news since the year started is Jeff Bezos is out as far as he's leaving later on in the year to go and do other things. And he's bringing in Andy Jassy. So the joke that's been going around is you need to change your support ticket email from Jeff at Amazon.com to Andy at Amazon.com. You got any ideas what he's going to do with himself, Nate, after he leaves running Amazon? Do you think?
No, he hasn't messaged me anything yet. I've been waiting for his reply, but he hasn't kept me in the loop. I don't know. I think for me, honestly, I feel like it was kind of over dramatized, like the weight of what was happening, because I think he's just kind of seems to me more like a horizontal. He wants to do more interesting things within the company rather than like get me away from the company. So I don't know. I saw him at a Lizzo concert on Instagram. That's a sign of things to come. If he's enjoying himself a little bit more.
That is cool. That is cool. I actually thought he was going to take his money and turn himself into a giant cyborg, something a little like this, perhaps.
Yeah, he's got that put my brain in a robot's body money.
And of
you
course,
know who else does that? That kind of was scary there for a second. Jack Ma. Jack Ma has resurfaced, which is good news for the free world. Kind of thought he might have fallen victim to the Chinese government there for a little bit.
I feel like you're missing the nuances of my Optimus Prime joke here.
Oh, I get it now. I did miss that. I apologize.
Actually, Jeff's got this kind of money. He'd probably do Prime properly. Okay, sorry, I'm laughing at my joke. I spent like 3 minutes setting that joke up before the show started.
I feel bad I missed it. That was like bad dad joke right there.
Setting the tone for the year ahead.
Yeah, that was good.
All right, guys. Well, why don't we jump into a bit of reverse search? Reverse search, I think, is overlooked a little bit because it's not overlooked to members who actually use the software well, but it's overlooked in these webinars because newbies usually want to know about product search. How do I run a product search, an online arbitrage product search? The very basics, nuts and bolts of how to basically search for products from, say, Target and have a look for those products to appear on Amazon. But we will definitely cover product search in a detailed way in the webinars ahead throughout the year. We haven't decided on the frequency of the webinars yet, whether we do them every 2 weeks or once a month. But we certainly want to make sure that we keep the content engaging. I'm just going to hang up on this person. I forgot to turn off my phone before the show started. Sorry to whoever that was that I just hung up on. I'll get you later.
What was that?
Reverse search. I'll make this full screen and I'll stretch it out a little bit so it kind of covers the length and breadth. Okay, so reverse search is, as the name suggests, looking for products in reverse. So traditionally what you would do is you would import a list of ASINs that you will have extracted from Amazon using a tool such as Storefront Stalker, or which is an excellent tool to use if you're looking to grab pages of ASINs to look for products to buy. And Storefront Stalker is great, which is actually a Nate McAllister product. Storefront Stalker is great in that you can extract a a list of the product ASINs directly from a user's storefront.
Just for the quick, not to confuse anyone, Storefront Stalker Pro is now Tactical Expander Lite. If people are confused, yeah, it's the exact same functionality. But yeah, I'll go over that later. But yeah,
I feel like this is something that I should have known about in advance, and this is all part of me like enjoying this summer here in Queensland, Australia, for far too long after the holidays. And the kids' school cycle is very different in Australia, so they didn't even go back to school until a week or so ago. And yeah, I dropped the ball on a little bit of what was going on in the back rooms of the third-party tools, but yeah,
you got plenty keeping you busy on the main tool. But yeah, we'll go over that later. But yeah, no, it's the same concept, all the same functionality, except more now, and it's just been rebranded into a cleaner interface. I think a lot of people have been enjoying, and if you aren't familiar with it, we'll go over it here shortly.
Excellent. All right, I'm just going to refresh this page. So a reverse product search, start a new search, sorry, we'll start a new search. And reverse product search is the opposite. Like I was saying, you grab ASINs with Tactical Expander, and you will reverse search those ASINs in a way which will basically look backwards at where these products exist in the different stores that Tactical Arbitrage has built into the software, or if you've added stores yourself and you've made those connections in the software, then it'll also look at those stores as well. So to not complicate things too much, you might want to search, for example, a list of products maybe from a Amazon seller storefront, or you may want to search just say the category toys. So we have also got a bestseller scan built directly into Tactical Arbitrage, where you can scan bestsellers. And if you scan just the top level, let's say just scan toys and games, it'll scan a lot of different products. So if I run a search on that now, it'll pretty quickly tell me how many products it's going to start looking at. But it should be in the hundreds of thousands of products. So, yep, 169,676 toys are now going to be looked at to check for reverse search opportunities. And it has all of the same filters that you would expect to see in product search, because basically a lot of the same things that you would be looking for are going to apply to this as well. So you're going to be looking for ranks within a certain range using your sales rank filters. You might want to look for a certain estimated sales number. You may want to avoid items that are out of stock, for example. Some of these filters I don't use. I try not to over filter. In fact, we're building a little functionality into the system right now, which will let you know if you've added too many filters, just to say, it's basically like Clippy, our old paperclip guy, is going to pop up and say, are you sure you want to add this many filters? And then you can say, Clippy, go away, I never want to see you again. Or you can say, hey, I don't want to add that many filters, and you can make your decisions based on that. It won't actually be Clippy, because I'm sure that would breach a million copyright rules, but it might be a friendly little hummingbird or something that ties in with the branding of the app. So there's other things in here.
Clippy was so good.
I should bring Clippy back. We need to start a hashtag or something. Bring back Clippy. Costs and fees. Cost per standard product is one that I might use, and cost per pound to ship the product to Amazon is also one that I might use. And profit and ROI is also one that I use, and I tend to lean on the gross ROI, but others like to see if a gross profit is a certain amount. I always keep my gross ROI low. None of this stuff has changed from the training that we've given in many of the webinars last year related to product search, but if you're new to this, I would definitely encourage you to look back on some of those old webinars. Late Night with Tactical Arbitrage, I believe, episode 5, The Anatomy of a Deal. If you can look that up on YouTube, it's worth an hour of your time. It's a good way for you to enjoy and dissect the detail behind how you might run a product search. And a lot of the things that I'm explaining here with reverse search will be covered in that as well. So on the reverse product search page, there's a few different ways to search. There is, by default, it's going to do UPC only, which is the universal product code, the barcode that you'll find on the side of the packaging of the product that you buy. And that UPC should also match alongside a product at Amazon as well. You can also show title and image matches. Now, title and image matches were improved a lot with an artificial intelligent image recognition algorithm that we built into Tactical Arbitrage a couple of years ago. But if you want, if you want more results, you can turn this on. Also show title image matches. But if you want more accurate in general results, then you can leave that off and just go for that barcode matches barcode. Beautiful kind of matching algorithm that you'll get using just UPC codes. Now, from there, you'll pick where you're sourcing from and selling at, and then you'll go into a few different options like importing bulk product codes. So you can do this if you've got your own CSV of ASINs and you want to bring that in, and that'll be just a simple matter of uploading a file of UPCs or ASINs. There's also a quick search down here where you can simply just enter in up to 100 ASINs that you might just have sitting on your desktop that you want to have a quick look at. So you can just cut and paste those in here. You can do that either comma separated or just in one column. That's fine. The software will accept either. You can do a quick keyword search. For example, you might type in there Lego Star Wars, for example, and then search by toys. What that will do is I guess as you would expect, it will look for ASINs that match the terminology of Lego Star Wars, and then it'll do a reverse search on those items that it finds in the toy category if I've selected toys. Searching seller products. This is a global. What do you call this? A global engine. So if everybody tried to use search seller products at once, that's going to cause a blockage in the a bottleneck basically. So we built a little system in there where you can where it lets you run up to 6 searches in a day of this, and they refresh one of these searches every 4 hours. So if you search 3, then 12 hours later you'll have your 3 back, and you can continue to top them up like that. We actually had to do that because we didn't realize that some people were going to jump in there and just run 200 searches back to back of seller searches. So we understand that's how some people search, and that's why tools like Tactical Expander exist. Or you could also buy subscriptions with Keeper. But it sounds to me like Tactical Expander carries not only this functionality but much more functionality, and I'm keen to witness Nate showcasing that in a minute. Now down up here, if I start a new search, there's also searching by scanning bestsellers. Now this is probably the most used setting on the page. So I should do that. I'm just going to mute you for a second then, Nate, because you're making a little bit of noise. You know why? It's because you switched to your webcam instead of your regular camera, so it's picking up all the ambient noise as well. So if I select scan best sellers, that's going to basically do the equivalent of entering in a whole bunch of ASINs, but instead of it being targeted at a particular search that you've done or a particular storefront or anything along those lines, it's going to search the ASINs of that particular category. So you can go toys and games, for example, or you can go sort of baby products, beauty and personal care, for example. And you can drill down deeper into that as well and just say, all right, you know what, I'm ungated in topicals. So for that reason, I want to do some skincare products as well. And I'm going to run a search on that. Now, Tactical Arbitrage is smart in that it recognizes the settings of your last search. So once you've done some searches that you're comfortable with the results, such as your rank settings, your ROI settings, etc., you may not need to change some of this stuff over and over again. So you can go in there and select beauty and personal care, skincare, and just run your search. Now, if you're new to Tactical Arbitrage and you find this whole interface kind of scary, then you can also jump into the basic view. Now, the basic view recognizes the popularity of the best sellers scan. So it's a lot more simple. It's a lot more simplified in that there's two options. You can either do some of your insert ASINs, just up to 100 ASINs, just there on the fly, or you could operate this best sellers category in here and select the best sellers from there. Personally, after using Tactical Arbitrage for a very short time and being more comfortable with it, I like the granularity of the options that are available in the advanced setting. Even though you might use just as many or just as few as you use in basic view, it's good to be able to say, you know what, today I'm going to add in some well, actually store price reductions is in the basic view as well. But you know, you might want to say, I want to remove oversized products because my prep and ship guy has decided to start charging $20 an oversized product, and I don't want to do oversize anymore. And in that case, you might want to say skip oversized products. Now, no prep and ship company would do that because they would lose all of their business and that would be the end of them. But I'm just giving a random example of why you might want to utilize some of the other options that are in here. But you don't need to use as many of the options that are in here. So it's good to know that even though it might look daunting, you can stay fairly simple and just stick to a ROI setting, a rank setting. And what I personally like to do is do all of my next level filtering in the view data page, which I'll jump into now. So one thing that I don't think I discovered quite enough is the searching of seller products and why you might do that. So let's say there's a seller who has 1,200 items in his store, and it looks like he is been there for a while. He pops up on some of your searches, and it looks to me like he keeps replenishing his stock, and you're thinking to yourself, well, is this guy got any products that I might be interested in looking at as well? Now, there is a lot of sellers on Amazon, so picking on one particular seller isn't going to, you know, destabilize the entire Amazon FBA community. It certainly is a little bit beige hat. It's very, very close to white hat, but it's basically having a look at the ASINs that somebody else sells. Isn't targeting them specifically. It's just trying to get some inspiration into the sort of stores, the sort of products that you might want to sell. And a good type of product that you might want to look at would be replenishables, things like shampoos and vitamins, that kind of thing. And but you know, then again, any product sells as long as the history chart keeps dropping those ranks periodically. Then you know that products sell, and anything can really be a replenishable if it sells fast enough. So I'm going to jump on into view data now, and I can just do that there with a little button. So view reverse, since I started a couple of scans, is now showing that there's 72 items to look at. This interface should be one that you're already familiar with. There is a basic view of it as well. I'll just pop into the basic view so you can sort of see what that looks like. For those newbies who wanted to have a look. So the basic view is actually, you know where the basic view is most handy is if you're just on a tablet. Let's say you've got your iPad at home and you wanted to switch to operating things on the iPad for a while. That's a good time to jump into basic view because you can fit a lot of the information in the advanced view in just a smaller window. You've got all your key metrics here, like your graph, which giving you indication of sales happening there. You've got a few other things like your gross profit right there. You can check your restrictions on there. You can see what your buy price is, after a few discounts. Now, those discounts were discounts that we actually had typed in for the into our set discounts here. But that is a good place to go. But otherwise, jump into advanced, which has all of the same information, a little bit more spread out, but it gives you that additional column filter power. By being spread out like this, it's a bit more like an Excel spreadsheet. And for those of you who are familiar with Excel spreadsheets, shout out if you're following along still in the chat. For those of you who are familiar with and following Excel spreadsheets, then this will be familiar to you. Being able to operate filters at the top of the page in a simple and easy manner will help you get to the products that you want. Now, the system will tell you if you've got filters in place, which is handy, so that you don't forget that you've got your filters turned on. One thing you might want to do, for example, is you might go to your gross ROI filter and say, okay, I only want to see things with gross ROI over 20% on my initial examination of this page. Now, straight away, that's reduced my 78 items to 40 items. So I might want to examine these ones first. Now, we also have our match quality setting here, which should show you high match qualities depending on how confident we are that the items are a match. Now, if you've done a title search, and this is the reason I bring it up, if you're including title matches in your searches, you might want to utilize the match quality filter, because anything that's kind of below 75% is going to be questionable on whether it is an exact match or not. And as you get over, say, 80%, we're going to be more and more confident that the matches are accurate and what we need. So I might put here in the match quality, only showing matches over 80. Now, we are working on a new algorithm for this, because by default, if the UPCs match, we currently have UPC equals UPC, therefore 100. But what we're finding is that in some cases, particularly things like, let's say, vitamins, for example, there might be a packaging change where the UPCs still match. And in that case, that match quality of 100 is not quite as ideal. So we're going to need to include the image algorithms based on those as well. It is in the job list. We've got quite a few things in the job list, and we're pumping out a major change in the system at the moment first, but it's one of the things in the job list, including a few other little bits and pieces we get asked for, as varied as please add GST and VAT to Germany sites, to please add this site, to please add greater application for bundles, and we have lots of different things that are coming anyway. So we're starting to get a good idea here of good matches with profit from these reverse searches. Now, I also have in here, I didn't cancel out whether products were in stock or out of stock. So what I'm seeing here is that Books A Million is out of stock of this product. If you ever go in and you find that this is inaccurate, like it says no, but it's actually yes, make sure you hit the report button there, because the websites changed their code quite a bit. And this is a good way for us to get a notification that websites have changed their code. It says it's in stock, but it's actually out of stock. So you can use that report button there in such an instance. So moving down the list here, we do see that Barnes & Noble apparently has this one in sight for $19.99. Coming along, we're seeing that it's selling on Amazon for $38.99. And there's only one seller. So based on that, I'm going to assume that that could be a good buy, but I'm not sure if I'm ungated for this particular product. Now, I've got my restriction detective plugin activated, and it says that I personally need approval to list in this brand. Your mileage may vary. You might be ungated in certain things. It's not a hazmat item. It's also telling me that. And there's also a little handy request approval button on that pop-up as well, in case you do see that and you wanted to sort of start unlocking things or ungating areas of Amazon that are gated for you personally. But so I also show the out-of-stock items for a reason. You can actually go in and save these items into your saved folders. And then later on in your settings page, you can set an automated daily scan of these products to alert you via email or SMS when these products come back into stock. So assuming that you find, say, 200 profitable items that are currently out of stock, then why not set up a folder, fill it with these products that are currently out of stock, and set an alert so we can scan those products for you daily and advise you when the items not only come back into stock, but also profitable. So that's a really handy little feature in settings that you might not be using, but I definitely recommend you use. So to let you know why we're seeing multiples of the same items here, this is the very nature of a reverse search. So reverse search is a bit slower than a regular product search, and one of the reasons is that each product may require multiple areas of analysis. So we've got this product here, the Fat Brain Toys, Dimply Digits, Baby Toys and Gifts. Now, we found this when we looked backwards at barnesandnoble.com. So we had to stop and take time to have a look and grab all the data from Barnes & Noble. Shop Your Way, Target, Shields, Walmart. So that was just for one product. And in some cases, you'll find we skip over and we find none for that ASIN. In other cases, we might find, just like this product, several cases which might slow down the nature of the search. So that's reverse search in a nutshell. And this is Nate McAllister in a nutshell. Nate, you're supposed to show me the in a nutshell. Oh, you're muted. I want to unmute you. So one more thing I'll show before I let you get into Tactical Expander is a cool feature. I just want to tease, because I have mentioned a few times that we are bringing out the new interface. Looks very much similar to the existing interface of Tactical Arbitrage, but it uses new code, so it's faster. There's a few other things. It's got dark mode, etc. We were almost going to release it a few days ago and found out that some of the columns were moving around a little slowly on the view data page because we hadn't optimized that. So we've since optimized it, and we're now checking it. I can probably even show you this. Okay, so if I was to go to view data on this page, oops, view data. So now that the columns move like they should, there's no actual products on here, but now they sort of move around like they should, nice and quickly and fast and rapidly. And if you had products on that page, you'd be able to see. I'll see if there's products on this page. No, this is a developer page. I wanted to show you this developer page though because we're building something else. And this is for people who have been loyal, or I don't want to use the word loyal, but long-term members of Tactical Arbitrage, and they stuck with us. And what we've done is for every day you've been a member of Tactical Arbitrage, we've allocated 100 humming bucks. Now this name may change because we've actually changed this entire new portal area into the Ruby version of Tactical Arbitrage. So we may change humming bucks to something a little less kitsch and a little bit more in line with the new styling, such as rubies. But that's the name at the moment. And if you go into the store, then, and these prices aren't set in stone yet either. We are changing these. They're just placeholders at this point. There is option to increase the number of limits on each page. So let's say you've currently got a 30,000 maximum limit on your view data page, but you consistently find yourself hitting the roof on that. Then you might want to spend some of your humming bucks on increasing your page limits by 5,000, or your save list, or your view flips, or your view reverse, and some of the other cooler bonuses that you can add are increasing scan life by 7 hours. So let's say, for example, at the moment, a scan can run for 72 hours. So if you increase scan life by 7 hours up to 4 times, you can get your scans to run as long as 100 hours. Now, there's a reason we don't just make these completely blanket upgrades for everybody all the time, because the servers require a lot of load management, to cut a long story short. And if everybody had all of these limits immediately increased, we would have server issues. It's not a matter of server expense. It's a matter of maintaining the elastic nature of servers, etc., in a way that we can handle the load, the growth, etc., etc. So the best way to sort of implement these limit increases to allow additional rows in our databases, additional time spent per operating cron job worker, this is all sort of behind the scenes terminology, is to make these added piecemeal to accounts to people depending on certain criteria. So in this case, if you've been a member for a long time, then you might have accrued enough humming bucks to purchase things such as always be scanning, double the deal. So that's cool. That will run multiple instances of always be scanning in your account at once, which will allow you to see as many as 2 times the deals on your always be scanning page. Increase easy bulk limit by 50. This is cool. At the moment, you can add up to 500 rows to an easy bulk account, an easy bulk scan, and easy bulk can go up to 750 with add-ons here. Increase your number of active scans by 1. This is pretty cool because if you've got a non-classic account, you're probably only able to run 7 scans at once. This will allow you to run up to, if you add the upgrades, up to 9 scans at once. Increase your queued scans. So instead of having 25 scans in the queue, you can add up to, say, an additional 10. I believe it's 25. It might be 20, depending on if you're on the classic or the new plans. And doubling your scan cache. Now, you'll only see this if you are on the newer plans that only have 5-day cache, but you'll be able to double your scan cache to as long as 10-day cache, which will mean that your scans are in some cases faster. Now, we're also adding in some real-world rewards, including grab yourself t-shirts or a $50 voucher. And what that'll do if you select those, it'll send me an email with your mailing address or your email address to send you the e-voucher or the t-shirt. So this is going to be super cool. And when we launch this, I'm going to add some bonus dollars to everybody who is currently a member at the time of launch. So everybody might get a little bit of a bonus on top of their days accrued. And there's also going to be a little bit of jiggery-pokery in there about, assigning a bonus amount for those who get past the trial. So for those who actually enter from a trial account into a paid account, then there'll be like a little boost in humming bucks to spend there as well, which will allow you to sort of somewhat level up your software in a kind of a gamified way to keep things interesting. Now, one thing that I did do to keep this kind of interesting, and I mean, I guess you could say this is somewhat promotional, but anybody who has ever had an account and their account is cancelled, they actually have a humming bucks amount sitting there. So if somebody joined Tactical Arbitrage in 2017 and they stayed a member for a full year, if they were to jump into humming bucks again tomorrow to give it another go, there's probably going to be 36,500 humming bucks there, so that they can pimp out their account a little bit to get them back on the, to get them started back in there again. So it is going to be released alongside the new platform. So in addition to the light dark modes, which I don't believe will work on this page because this is new. Oh, it does work on this page. So in addition to the light dark modes and other speed increases and whatnot, there's going to be this fun little pick and choose upgrades to your account. I haven't yet decided whether or not to allow a member to send humming bucks to another member, but I'm thinking of allowing that as long as the member has been active for at least, say, 3 months, for example. So if you've been a member for 3 months and you've got, if you're running maybe 3 accounts and you want to make one of your accounts like the account with all the whistles and bells, then maybe you'll be able to send humming bucks to your other sort of account. So that's something that's coming soon. We are finalizing some details here. I want to make some of these images not all identical, for example, and got to change the pricing here and work out some of the bonuses for existing members and for members that will be on trial, a few little things like that. But that's the bones of it, and that's something that I wanted to cover. Before I throw to Nate, I should also mention that with the reverse search kind of trading before, reverse searching is essentially what an always be scanning scan is. So reverse search is essentially looking from ASINs backwards towards sourcing products. Always be scanning is doing the same things. It's cycling top tier products from Amazon. It is randomizing those so you won't see the same products in your account as somebody else's account. It is distributing these across all the accounts, the reverse search ASINs, and it is looking at the UPC matches of the stores inside the software to give you the best matches. Now, always be scanning has been hugely popular because if you're lazy, like I can be sometimes, but I try not to be. If you're lazy and you just want to like find some stuff without doing much work for the day, you can often just jump into always be scanning and see what is new that has appeared. Now, being that it's a UPC to UPC match, you often find that things are matched. The good thing about it being completely random across all of the categories is that you will see stuff appear in here that you may not have thought to source. You might not have thought to source this bronze sleeve bearing, for example, because it is just such a nondescript, nothing type of product, and you're so busy in the toy category that you might be missing deals. So the good thing about always be scanning is it's not discriminating between categories. It's looking all over the place, and it's dropping things in here that you may not otherwise look for. So always be scanning is great. If you find that you're seeing a little bit of the same stuff appearing at the top of the page here, I recommend that you go over and use your column filters and search by last update. If you're checking it regularly enough, you can just say, show me the last 1 day or 2 days of deals, and then you'll get a bit of an idea of what's fresh that way. So that is always be scanning. If you've got MWS keys across multiple countries, you can just select to show the USA stuff or the UK stuff up there. You can add in some price adjustments, etc., etc. But I don't want to chew up all the time today when Nate's got something so cool to showcase. So I'm going to mute my mic this time, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Hopefully some of that stuff was interesting for the first show back of the year. I'm pretty excited about the humming bucks. I know
Humming bucks is awesome, man.
Humming bucks looks fun. I've had a bit of fun building it. It's not a traditional feature for us. Normally our features are deliberately adding a new scan type and whatnot. And we do have some really cool stuff coming that I can't even say it, because if I say it, it's gonna cause me to get emails from people who want to know when and exactly how. When can I cut off my other software that I no longer need anymore because Tactical Arbitrage does it now? Would be one of the questions that I get asked once I announce this new feature. So I'm not going to announce anything like that right now. Let's get one thing out of the way at a time. So I'll release this, and then I'll start moving on to the next amazing thing. I'm going to stop my screen sharing. And Nate, you can start your screen sharing if you like.
Awesome. Let's see if this works. But yeah, dude, that's a big responsibility. You got the software, and now you have to manage the ebb and flow of an entire economy of a hummingbug.
Oh, it's fine. I just told my developers do this, and they're going to have to manage the rest of the details. No, they've done a fantastic job, and I think it's shaping up nicely.
Nice. Can you see my screen?
Christopher Grant, I noticed you comment in the chat there. If you're back, feel free to jump back in, man. Just use that link I sent you before.
Is my screen showing up?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you see...
I'll make it full. I forgot that I've got to control that stuff.
I'll try to make it as big as I can. All right, let's make sure that I can hop around. Tactical Expander and Tactical Expander Lite. I want to make sure that we kind of clear up what it is, what it isn't. I know it's kind of confusing. Me and Javier, if you guys don't know Javier, Javier San Juan, awesome guy, super, super smart when it comes to all things online arbitrage, but particularly the software side of it. So he's created several tools for himself that he has also made publicly available. If you're familiar with Tactical Bucket, that's Javier's work, and this is another program that spawned out of that. So Javier and I got together, and we decided that Storefront Stalker Pro and Tactical Expander, we were going to, at a point, he and I have been friends for a while, and he was getting to the point where Storefront Stalker Pro and Tactical Expander were kind of starting to overlap in what they did. So instead of trying to, meet in the middle and or whatever. We just decided to come together, and we would add Storefront Stalker Pro functionality inside of Tactical Expander. We would call that Tactical Expander Lite. So if you had Storefront Stalker Pro, you now have Tactical Expander Lite. If you didn't upgrade though intentionally, you don't have it. Everyone who should have it got an email from me. I really tried hard to get it to everybody that I could, but people come and go. So if I don't still have your email address, it was hard for me to get the update to you. So if you're watching this and you did purchase Storefront Stalker Pro in the past, and you want to upgrade, you can totally do that. You have a license key ready to set it up. I just need to, you need to get in touch with me or Javier. You can message me at support@entreresource.com, spelled like this. And if you want to learn more about it, I'll share this link inside the post here once we're done. It kind of explains it in a little bit more detail. But first, I'm just going to show it to you. First, let's start with Tactical Expander Lite. It's going to operate the same way that that Storefront Stalker Pro did. It's a Google Chrome extension. Let's just find a random category here. And I'm going to have to compress my screen down a little bit here. Sorry about that. To fully show it. So let's go ahead and let's just go to, let's just do like today's deals. Let's pick a random category. Let's do computers and accessories. Okay, so now I'm going to come up here. You won't be able to see the icon from that view, but there's a little folder icon here. I'm going to click on that. It's going to open up this pop-up, and this URL is kind of long and ugly, but that's just what it is. But what I can do now is I can click run if I want to run this scan and get all of these ASINs, or I can continue and I can add more stuff to this. I could go through and let's say that I also wanted to add, let's go to today's deals again. Let's go to something a little bit more specific. Toys and games. I could press the button again. And now it's going to also scan that. That's going to look a little bit weird. Don't worry about that. It's going to, basically what's happening now is we're going to be scanning the daily deals for toys and the daily deals for computers. I think is what computers and accessories. So I'm going to click start. I'm going to let that run. It scans differently than Storefront Stalker Pro. It's going to actually be pulling in more data instead of just the ASIN and the URL and price. Right now, you're going to be getting the title, the reviews, fulfillment type, the star rating, and even the estimated stock. So we'll let that scan. And once you've scanned something, you can do a couple of things with it. You can upload it either into the reverse search, which is the most common way to do it, or you can upload it into Amazon Flips. So basically, just like Storefront Stalker Pro, you can upload it into reverse search or Amazon Flips. And the cool thing about this is that it does it automatically, whereas Storefront Stalker Pro, you had to upload. This will actually do it automatically. There is a full little area down here now that you just toggle on, this import ASIN extraction from Tactical Expander. You just toggle that on, and then all of the things that you have. Okay, that was a bad scan for some reason. All of the things that you scan will come up here. And if you have more, you can do that. And then you can just run that just like a basic product reverse search. So it's a really cool feature. Let me go back to Amazon.
This is next level usage of tactical arbitrage. Javier is so smart to be able to put this combination together. So it's just like perfect symbiosis. I'm glad he's on my team, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the great thing about this is that this is literally just like, this part shouldn't really this has been around for years now with Storefront Stalker Pro, but this is taking that even further because it's now directly integrated with Tactical Arbitrage, and you can also extract more ASINs than ever before. He's actually made it. He's bypassing a lot of the holdups that we had with Storefront Stalker Pro, so you should be getting more ASINs. The speed shouldn't be compromised. Some people have reported it's faster. Some people have reported it's slower. I've noticed it's about the same, but we're trying to continually make it faster and faster and faster. It depends what you're scanning. But that's Tactical Expander Lite, right? So that is what it's going to look like. Let's just do one more real quick. Let's just do this storefront just so I can show you a quick example. I would click run. I think I might be having a cache issue here on mine. There we go. So it's going to give me this list of these 40 ASINs. I would do a longer one if we had time. But again, if I wanted to make it longer, I could go and continually add to this, so I can make a massive export. I could do exports that are even bigger than 25,000 ASINs. If you do, like, say, a 100,000 ASIN list, it's going to break it down into the amount that TA can handle. So it's going to be 25K at a time. So you can really do a ton of stuff here. I'm really just scratching the surface as far as what you can do. But you can do a lot of stuff, and this is just the Amazon part of it. So again, if I want to export, and if for some reason you want to import, or if you want to export just like you did before and upload it manually, you can also do that. Just click the button, and it's going to download it as a CSV for you. But the export to TA is much easier. Once you're integrated with it, all you have to do is just come to the page. Sometimes you just need to refresh it. And then, like I said, up here, import ASIN extraction. Now there it is already. Didn't have to do anything, those 40 products. And then run your scan as usual with the parameters, kind of like Alex showed earlier in the demo. So now the next thing, though, this is where it really gets next level. Tactical Arbitrage, anyone who understands like the complexity of what's going on with the sites, it's not as easy as just telling your computer, hey, scan this site. There's so many little bits of code and things that change all the time and things that are hard to work with. And Alex and his developers are working nonstop trying to keep the lights on, so to speak, as far as the scans go. And because there's always these new changes and things that need to happen to get it to continue to work. There's some sites that are very difficult to do that with, and sites that are currently not supported inside of Tactical Arbitrage. And Javier San Juan has a unique perspective on that because his service, Tactical Bucket, he gets people that come to him all the time asking for XPaths, and they understand the sites that have trouble working consistently, as far as we're never able to be supported for one reason or another, and he's found ways to support them. So let me show you an example. And that doesn't mean that they're never going to be supported in Tactical Arbitrage. We are keeping in touch with Alex on certain sites to not step on his toes. If there's something that's supported in TA, you should use the TA scan of it. But if it's not supported in TA, you can use Tactical Expander to integrate that site. So, for example,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say that Javier and I just have a rule that I never look at the list of sites in Tactical Bucket, and we just add whatever. So we get requests. We get requests all the time, and there are some times that sites can't be added due to specific protections on those sites, which we wouldn't be able to do without potentially exposing Tactical Arbitrage infrastructure to those sites in a way that could be negative for the actual growth of the site long term. Whereas Javier's found a way to do that through a unique individual server, which basically just goes directly to him. So there are some sites which go through a particular Tactical Arbitrage style link, a Tactical Bucket style link, and those links are wizardry and magic as far as I'm concerned, because he has found a way to bridge that gap between what we can and can't add, etc. So anyway, I'll let you go on with your. So I was reading a comment that came in. Go on.
Yeah. So it's crazy what he's done. It's an amazing add-on. A lot of people, when you see some of the sites that are now supported, it's just crazy. Go check out the link that I posted up there. It's probably pretty high up now, but you can see, down here I've got a list of the sites that were added: Adidas, Fossil, Chegg, Big Lots, Microsoft, Crate and Barrel, lots of stuff in there. And if you have requests, you can message Javier. Toys R Us, rest in peace, kind of. VitaCost, Vitamin Shop, lots of cool stuff. But for this example, let's do Rack Room Shoes. I know they're doing a deal for like 50%. Yeah, okay, buy one, get one 50% off. So we'll call that a 25% discount. My math is right. So let's go ahead and I'm going to close that. And then just like I did with Storefront Stalker Pro, formerly Storefront Stalker Pro, Tactical Expander Lite, I can click the button. And if it's one of the supported sites, it's going to function. If it's not one of the supported sites, it's going to say the site's not going to do anything. Okay, so the one thing we have to note is that this site or this store requires the scan tab active and visible for it to work correctly. Please do not touch tabs until scan is done. Okay, so for right now, I'm just going to scan these 5 pages, let it run. I need the elevator music. You cue some of that up for me, Alex?
Do 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 do. I didn't have it. Sorry.
Yeah, that was close enough. Okay.
So this is going through page by page and extracting all of the information about these shoes. So that
it kind of right here, it kind of gets a mind of its own. It kind of takes over the screen as far as, I mean, you can leave it at any time if you want, but it's going to scan through. And if you see it now, I don't know what the resolution looks like for you guys, but over here now you can see the URL, the title, and the price. So we can just export those to TA. And now, unlike the Amazon side where that would export to the reverse search or Amazon flips, right, logically, this is going to go to product search, and it's going to treat it like it's its own site. So let me show you that. So let's go ahead. Once it says scan complete, you can wait for the scan to complete. Sometimes people do massive scans, and then they're like, oh, I might as well. I've got a ton. I'm just going to export it now. You can do that too if you don't want to wait for the whole thing, but typically it shouldn't take too long. Let's go ahead and export it, and then open up Tactical Arbitrage. Just go into the product search. And then this is going to have another one of those little toggle buttons. Scan stores imported from Tactical Expander. Toggle that on. Go ahead and refresh. Give it a second to load. And then over here on this easy scan, I've now got this scan right here. So I select that, and then I just do my regular price adjustments, $1.20, 25% store discount. I don't know, is that bad practice, Alex? Buy one, get one free to mark it as 25%, as long as you remember to buy 2.
No, 50% buy one, get one free.
Yeah, and then you can run the search and give it a second to go through. And yeah, you'll end up with something that looks like this. So I ran this a second ago already. All right, I ran this in the background while we were waiting.
Here's one we prepared earlier.
Yeah, this is process.
That's cool.
Make sure it's the same. I just don't want you guys to sit here and watch.
So I'm going to ask a real newbie question here. Mm-hmm. What is the difference between Tactical Expander Lite and Tactical Expander?
So if you have Tactical Expander, that is going to give you all the functionality from Tactical Expander Lite. Tactical Expander Lite is basically now just Storefront Stalker Pro. There is no Storefront Stalker Pro. Storefront Stalker Pro is Tactical Expander Lite. Tactical Expander Lite only works on Amazon. Tactical Expander Full or just Tactical Expander, that works on everything. Like, it does work on Amazon as well, but it also works on that massive list of websites, sites like Rack Room Shoes, like we have right here. It also supports, let's see if we bring up the list. If you want to see the list, and we're working to update it. Javier is adding sites here like a madman, and he's really good about getting with people if they have problems or questions or concerns. There's always going to be some little minor, issues with each site, because these are kind of the unique ones. You got Brickseek, Kroger, IKEA. I wouldn't want to sell from IKEA. PetSmart, Pet Food, Pet Boys, PacSun, a lot of cool sites, and that is just in the U.S. This also has a good amount of functionality for the U.K. I know that most of the users are U.S., U.K., and Canada based. We don't have a ton of Canada, but we have a couple here for you. A few in Germany, Spain, France, and Italy. The Tactical Expander Lite now works on every Amazon marketplace. It used to only work on UK, Canada, and US, but now it works on any of them that you can think of. What else? If you have Tactical Expander Lite, you get the upgrade. You get an upgrade for 30% discount of what the full price would regularly cost. So don't pay full price for Tactical Expander Full if you already bought Storefront Stalker Pro or Tactical Expander Lite. You can upgrade at any time from inside of the app when you're running a scan. I believe it's got over here now.
I noticed that when you put up that list that there is some overlapping. Javier must have a reason. There's some overlapping domains such as Office Depot, Fleet Farm, and there's quite a few there actually. But one of the reasons why that Tactical Expander is still very good, even though the site may already exist in Tactical Arbitrage, is because if a sale pops up automatically, it might not be already built into, say, the Easy Bulk section of product search, and you'll be able to go directly to that sale directly on the site, regardless of whether the site exists on Tactical Arbitrage, and operate that search from the sale page itself. So it integrates in a nice, seamless manner in that way.
Yeah, this will let you go immediately right there and pull it within a couple of a minute or two. Yeah, so that, I definitely would. If you have any specific ones you're looking at, if you want to ask him about, but yeah, that's tons and tons of awesome sites that you can start scanning immediately. And other than that, if you're interested in getting it, I think the link is. I'll share the link to where to get it, the light or the full version. But if you have the full version, remember it does everything. If you have the light version, it just does Amazon, just like Storefront Stalker Pro.
Nice.
Yep. That's
very, very cool. The work that you and Javier have done on that is just phenomenal.
Yeah, Javier knocked it out. It's really, really cool. I know a lot of people got in on it early and were using it and really enjoyed it.
It just reminds me. I know this is digressing, but it reminds me of how long ago it was when you, myself, and Javier were in Vegas together for your 30th birthday, and I got the Cheesecake Factory lady to come and sing to you, and you didn't like that. That was that was good.
Do you remember this? Our photo shoot.
That was Nate's best day ever. That was great.
That was my best day.
It was so cool. We were in TGIF. We caught a movie. We played games. We went to Cheesecake Factory. That was such a good day. Take me back.
and was like, "Why'd you go to Cheesecake Factory?" Like, I eat what I like for my birthday. I don't care if it's a chain restaurant. Facebook user says, "Can you talk about brickseek.com?" So I think we're kind of going to be out of time for today. Are you talking about how to utilize it with Tactical Expander or just in general? Chris does an amazing job covering BrickSeek in his online arbitrage challenge, and maybe one of these weeks.
Yeah, we can definitely integrate that with Chris. If I'll take down a note, and we can see whether or not that's something that we can bring up in the next one. We just need Chris to get free of OA challenge. He just does so well with it, knocks it out of the park. Are you going to put a link to Tactical Expander in the chat here, or share it on the groups later?
Yeah, I'll share it in the group. For some reason, are you able to comment on the StreamYard?
Yeah, you can't. You should be able to. Let's see.
I'm missing something. I can do it private.
You want to shoot me a PM in like Facebook or something? And
I've got it. I've got it running here. I'll post it on my phone.
Okay, cool. Okay, while you do that, I might just draw the 3 months free tactical arbitrage and the 2 T-shirts for the celebration of Nate hitting 50,000 members on FBA Today this week. So I'm going to just share my screen because I just prepared a list of all the people who commented during the show. I don't think I missed anyone, but at the time that I closed off the competition, this is who had commented. So I'm going to submit that. All right, guys. One lucky winner will win 3 months free tactical.
Yeah, this is fun. You're
Now,
like the fun dad now. Humming box, this thing.
yeah, I like a bit of game stuff. I really like doing the end of the year, the 12 days of tactical arbitrage, trying to give away as many things, and it's just fun, you know.
Yeah.
So I'll spin this wheel, and whoever wins is going to win 3 months of tactical arbitrage. And if you're an existing member, we'll work out a way to. You probably have to quickly close and reopen your account with the 3 days added. We'll work it out. I'll get Julie, our admin superstar, involved, who I just found out has been with us for 4 years today. So she knows tactical arbitrage better than a lot of people. And the T-shirts will be easy. I can ship those directly from Amazon to you in no matter what color, style, size, or male or female that you like. I'm just going to spin the wheel for the first prize. Oh, look, somebody. There's a comment that's filtered in there. So if Still Here wins, then that doesn't count. We'll have to spin again.
It lands on Facebook user. Still Here. Wow, holy crap.
You couldn't have scripted that. So Still Here won, so we have to spin again. Remove the name actually and spin again. First prize goes to. Oh my God, another one. Okay.
Come on,
okay, I think I got everybody. Should just be names now. Okay, here we go.
DM. WDM. Ben Cleveland.
Ben Cleveland. All right, I better write that down in case Ben Cleveland is not in the house.
How many of these can you afford to give out? I just want to do this the rest of the night.
Ben Cleveland. This has got to be people who commented, like we said at the start of the show, for those who are wondering why they're not on the list. And Ben Cleveland, you have won 3 months of tactical arbitrage, and we're going to remove the name, and we're going to spin up a couple of T-shirts now.
T-shirts.
You get a T-shirt coming your way. I'm just jotting that down.
Is that Carolyn or Carol? Yeah, Carolyn. Sorry. My phonics is terrible.
Sweet Caroline. Maybe it's Caroline. Alan Taylor.
Alan Taylor is a good guy. I know Alan.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, I know Alan too. He's a great guy. All right. Apologies if you are not on the list there. It doesn't matter if you gave 2 comments. We removed the duplicates. I'm sorry about that. We just had to do 1 comment from each person. And I'm going to close that off. Stop sharing the screen.
Do you want to just ruin the humming economy and cause some serious inflation and just give away 1 million humming bucks right out the gate?
Oh, I could do that. I could totally set up that, you know what, it totally lends itself to future prizes.
It does.
To give away 10,000 humming bucks or 25,000 humming bucks. That is a really good idea.
We need to make Hatchie for some unrealistic number, but just so it sets the bar for the value of the currency. Like Hatchie will come to your kid's birthday party in the full costume for 1 million.
Hatchie needs to make a comeback. So he's just outside in a box. He's well protected, but I'm sure he is very tired of that box. He's been in there for a year. And yeah, hummingbird bucks and Hatchie need to do some stuff. But I need to ship the Hatchie costume to you because in my mind there's only ever really been one Hatchie.
Oh. I think you should get Julie something for her 4-year anniversary, but don't make it humming bucks.
Yeah, no, I should definitely give Julie humming bucks.
100,000 humming bucks.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us back for the first episode of Late Night with Tactical Arbitrage for the year. It's been a good show. I've enjoyed it, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks, somewhere between 2 and 3 weeks, most likely. I'll post the date soon, and maybe even blast out an email. Ideally, I'll try and get the release done of the new software done prior to the next one, so I can show it off a bit better. So if it takes an extra week before we do our next show, that'll be why. But thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you, Nate, for joining us. And congratulations again on reaching 50,000. Keep an eye out on both the TA wall and the FBA Today wall, where Nate will post more information about Tactical Expander and how to get that if you like that and that's something that you're looking to grab.
Yep.
All right.
And if you're looking for your license key, again, message me, preferably at my email, support@entreresource.com. Me and Javier can get you your license key set up.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody who joined us today. It was a good crowd, and I enjoyed your banter and chatting away. See you guys on there.
I think everyone's probably as curious as I am. What is this, a 3D printer? What's behind you?
Oh, that's a 3D printer, and it's
like an ice machine. An ice machine doesn't make any sense.
I can't find the sort of stuff it prints here, but it prints like super accurate kind of 3D directly off the printer. You know, it can print kind of.
Hummingbird, it's way too small.
It's really cool. Anyway, it's a hobby of mine. Basically, I'm into pinball, and so I got some of my pinball machines through there, and that lets me print little toys to stick on top of the play field, is what they call it, where all the action happens with the balls. It's a bit of a nerdy kind of a.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it. Took the wind out of my sails on saying it.
I need some release after the stress of Tactical Arbitrage for the week, and so this weekend I'm going to a pinball competition. But I'm getting better. Like that, when I first started out, there's 30 people that play these competitions, and I was always like 28th or 26th or something. And last time I played, I came 9th. And these guys are athletes. So
yeah, I mean, seriously, they're like professional athletes.
They are. No, this is really cool. Telling people amongst them. But I started out about 700 and I got up to about 770th in Australia wide, and now I'm top few hundred and climbing. So I'm looking for that podium.
See, I need to get a little hobby like that. I don't have a fun hobby. My hobbies are boring. Your hobby is like a very unique.
No, it's not something I find as much time to do as I would like, but I do enjoy. Yeah, definitely get into pinball, please, because then I can ship pinballs to your house that you can arrange to send to me. That are
It's
only
such a hard hobby to have. Like I bought this lamp the other day, this like stick lamp that has different lights, and I can't figure out where the heck to put it. Where would I put a pinball machine? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't think I'd find places to put them either, but I just kept taking over rooms until my wife threatened to divorce me, and that's about time to stop. Right about there.
You didn't want to end up on like My Strange Addiction. My marriage was ruined by my pinball machines. I couldn't stop it.
I go to bed at night. There's a pinball machine where Lisa should be sleeping, and I'm
I pre-friended Lisa, new girlfriend.
All right, and on that note, guys, we'll play the outro and we'll call it a night.
Yeah, thank you guys for being here.
Thanks, guys, and thanks, Nate. Cheers, mate. See ya.